Hi, how are you today? This is JilliBling. I am doing another project using Crane of Fortune bundle. It is in the mini catalog, page 22. And whenever I don't know where to start or I can't find inspiration online, I look at the catalog, look at all those samples. So today I'd like to make this one right here. Crane of Fortune, Versamark Smoky Slate. The Good Fortune dies, layering circles, and I did it just a little bit different, but I'm thrilled with how it came out. Not too tricky. Okay, so let's start with making the paper pleated circle. We will use Simply Scored, and this is 1.5 by 11, and so I'm going to score it 1.5 this way by 11, and I'm going to score it every 1/4 of an inch. And the thing about this is when you're scoring, especially thinner paper, is it has a tendency, see how this is kind of lifting up over here? Can you see that? There. It starts lifting up as you start scoring it. And it makes the paper kind of move around. And sometimes it almost distorts it. So if you can, just push it so it stays up in that corner. Okay, and I have one over here already done. So I will pull that out. So it's good to start with this because it's going to take a minute to glue it, let it dry, and then we'll put it on the card. So after you have it scored, just with your fingers and smush it along the way, confirm all of those score lines, and pretty soon you're like, I can't hold it, it's popping out of place. It's okay to move on to a different section and just kind of get it pleated. Then if you think about it and it's going to be in a circle, you really don't want these two bits stuck together. Let me put something dark and popped up like that. That wouldn't look good. So you can kind of tuck one into another. Whatever it takes, just so that your pleats, you know what? This one, I think I did do that where they're tucked together. It's going to be hidden. So if I do those right there, that means that all of my pleats, they're all continuously going around. So let's do that. I already did this one. I was trying to make it 2 papers wide, so it's a long strip. That made a huge doily. Way too big. So right now you could tell I'm not really fussing with it. I'm going to put it on here, make sure they're flat there. Okay. And it doesn't have to be perfect because the crane leg will cover up, well, I should have done better. It'll cover up the seam. Okay, so we're going to just let that dry for a minute or two. And I have all these papers. We're going to be using Layering Circles dies, and this one is about 2 3/8, but you could use a bigger one. Like in the catalog, I think they used a bigger one. So on these 2 little papers, I'm going to cut 2 of these. One of them for the top and one of them for the bottom. And you'll see why we need 2 in just a minute. So let's do that. We'll get back to the pieces in a minute. Okay, so here's the 2 doilies cut. So this has had, what, a few seconds to dry. So to make the doily, okay, you could tell it's not perfect, but you could tell that they're all folded. I'm going to turn one of these over because you know when you die cut, it's kind of like a rounded edge at the top and it's a little bit more crisp and sharp here. And I'm going to put liquid glue. And you know, I don't know that your tape runner would work. Maybe Stamp and Seal Plus would work, but you need a good strong adhesive. And you need quite a good layer of glue. This is coming on thin, which is fine, but you don't want to be sparse on the glue. Because when you think about what is going to hold this paper doily together, paper medallion, it's just the little tips. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. So after you're like this, then just take all the center, bunch it together, and then pull these outer edges out. Okay, you can see that it's kind of there. It's ugly. It's all bunched up under here. But there it goes. And all of a sudden it will be just like pop into place. So what's going to stick to this glue is just the tips of this medallion. So that's why we need 2 different scallop circles. So I'll put this one on. And the bottom one, it doesn't matter. Like this one, when I'm looking at it, that is really off center, but that's okay because the top one is more important. So I'm going to let this dry right over here with a big stamp on it. Can you see that? It's just sitting there drying. Okay, and we'll come back to this in maybe 2 or 3 minutes. Okay, so back to the card. Here are the pieces. And you know, soft succulent in the catalog is beautiful ribbon. And it's on the way, soft succulent satin shimmer ribbon. This would be perfect, but I don't have it. But this is really good. This is in color, soft succulent. What do they call it? Open weave ribbon. So we'll use this. This is for these little words. This is for, oh, let me show you something. So for this project, we're going to be cutting out the crane from this page right here. And do you see how there's these little blades of grass and little dragonflies? I cut those out for this card, but I think it might be better to stamp them. So we'll cut out a crane and not cut out, this is for stamping little dragonflies. Okay, let's just get started. So this is crumb cake paper, folded in half. These are inside pieces. And the top, designer paper. That's so pretty. I love all of this paper. Tony was supposed to be home 15 minutes ago, and I was waiting, because you know when he comes in, he's always noisy. It's like, I don't know where he is, so beware. He'll probably be coming in soon. Okay, so that is done. To do the ribbon, see how I did the ziggle-zaggle? I want to do that again. I was thinking a double bow, but where would I put that on here? And is this really a bow type card? Then I was thinking maybe tying it around here. Yeah, I think I like the ziggle-zaggle. So to do that, I'm just going to do a Z shape right through the middle and not right out to the edges. If you have adhesive underneath your ribbon, it sticks down and it doesn't flow natural. So I'm purposely staying away from these areas. Okay, ribbon. And you could lay it on the card and then cut it, which works out pretty well. Okay, so for this little bit here, I want it right about there. And you know what? I don't know that my Z is in the exact right place. but it's close enough, and it's going to be underneath that paper medallion, so it doesn't matter if I don't get it stuck 100% onto the glue. Okay, and I'm purposely trying to have it start at the edge of the card, do its little flip around over here, and have it go right out to the edges. Because the paper medallion is so big, I don't want to have the ribbon hiding all underneath the paper medallion. Okay, so that's a good start. Let's check on medallion. Looks like it's staying. Okay, so let's do the other side. So again, with liquid glue, fill up this scallop circle. Remembering, you don't know where the tips of the medallion will hit, so I'm putting glue everywhere, and purposely thin because I don't want to have it too wet, because then it'll take forever to dry. Now this one I'm going to put right in the center. That one is a mess. This one is okay. I really don't like my seam, but that's where my crane leg is going to go. So that's good. So once again, I'll let that dry. Okay, we're getting there. So for the words, I have these little strips. I think it's a half an inch. And on this one, as in the catalog, they did theirs in, I think it was coral, love, happiness, and fortune. And I know that has to do with the crane is wishing you luck. So this one I want to do it a little bit different, and I want to use just the word love, like 3 times, love, love, love. And I'll do that in, because I don't know how many people send out cards. Oop, I didn't stamp that very dark. I don't know how many people send these cards out. Okay, and then I'm going to trim this, and I'll trim them, all 3 of the love more in just a minute. Love, love, love. And while I have the gray stamp pad going, I should put, how about, let's do this one on the inside. Just because we know it definitely goes together. Okay. So I think we're done with that. Inside is partially done. So now these pieces, let's trim them. And I know some of you are like, I can't do that. But if you're trimming really close to the words, it's not so bad. Just give it a try. And if you were to inspect my little sample right there, you'd say, you really didn't do this that good. But you didn't notice, huh? Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
That was our siren. Semi-truck in the ditch. Oh.
Well, you could come say hi now.
Hi.
Oh.
Sorry about that.
Love, love, love. Okay, so those are going to go on next to the crane. The crane I have all cut out. And when you're cutting it out, try to leave a little bit of the gray border just because on the medallion there's gray, so it blends in quite a bit. If you were to go right next to the white, that would take you forever and it would probably drive you crazy. Okay, let's see how medallion is doing. And that's going to be covered up, so I think we could put this on. And I'm going to use dimensionals to put this on. Oh, and this little seam right at the bottom, because that's where his feet will be. Dimensionals, how about, let me try something. So I'm purposely going to use this long, flexible edge. Just go around. See, that's a perfect use for it. And the medallion is stuck together really well. Excuse me. Okay, so my yucky seam right at the bottom. Oh. Excuse me. Okay, so that's stuck on. Excuse me. Okay, so now for the crane. I want his feet covering up the seam. And this one I purposely have going a different direction. And I'm going to leave room for the love, love, love. Maybe I'll have it over here on this side. Or how would it look down at the bottom? I think I like it more of a collage theme, collage type thing. Okay, so dimensionals. Let me find my magic dimensionals. And when I cut out this crane, I left a gap right here. And with my snips, I went right through there. So these pieces are separate. So now I can seal them back together. Okay, and cover that thing up so his feet, I want the wings to show. So there it is. So the next step was, on this one, I took these little pieces that I cut out and I placed them everywhere. But I thought it might be easier to do the stamp with the dragonflies on it, heat emboss it, and use the die to cut them out. So let's do one of them. So I'll use Versamark. I'm going to do a few. They say odd numbers are always good, but I want to put a few on the inside. Okay, and I'll put that into the gold powder. Gold powder. So everyone that's watching this, you hear that pounding? Up on the roof, we have this funny little flap. I don't know what it is, and it's been there ever since we've moved in. When it's windy, guess what it does? So all night long last night, guess who didn't sleep because there was a flapping sound? So this morning, I took an hour nap. And I mentioned to Tony, it's because of that flapping noise. So guess what he's doing right now? He just comes home from work, A little bit loud, and now he's up on the roof pounding. Gotta love it. He knows that you can hear that. So when you see him, make sure to give him grief. Okay. I did it on the smoky slate thinking it would blend in, which is good right there. But I don't think I like it on the white medallion. So he could be here. Maybe I'll put some random. Oh, and you know what? It's not going to look good on the inside because the inside is white. 1, 2, maybe another one over here. Down here. So what was there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Odd numbers are good, right? Dragonfly. 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 Okay, so there's no grass, but that's okay. It's just different. Okay, so now these little words. Okay, you guys have to give him a hard time. When you see him, ask him if he's been pounding on the roof with a hammer. Ask him what's going on. One bang. Do your boys do stuff like this? Okay, this is tiny, so I'm going to have to take these. Oh, these dimensionals, cut them in half. I should be being grateful, because now I know I can sleep tonight. How many places is there to pound in? There was only one flap up there. Love? I can't say I really know where I was going with this, but that's okay. Half dimensionals. We need super mini dimensionals. We thought we loved the mini ones, but they need to be smaller. Love, love, love. Okay. Well, that looks good. But this here, his legs are, I could see that would be a problem, so I'm going to put some glue on his legs. Hold those legs down. Okay, so crane, I looked it up, and it is for wishing people good luck, a good luck symbol. But every time I look at this, I'm thinking it should be bringing babies. And I know, I've been informed that's a stork. But just saying, the next project might be baby related. You know, good luck on your baby. Okay. So that is done. So now for the inside. Yeah, I don't know that these would work so well. I think it's better if they were just plain. So, plain dragonflies. Oh, and I should do my embossing buddy. The other ones are a little bit more dainty. So where should these go? How about there? Dragonflies. That looks good. Okay, so those could go for another project. So the paper medallion, I guess that probably won't be going through the mail. Probably will stand up just fine and not crumble or crush or anything because it's pretty sturdy. But it just would cost a lot to mail. Okay, there it is. This is the second. I'm going to do 5, and I have ideas for all of them. So, Crane of Fortune, wishing you good luck and love, love, love. Wishing you a lifetime of happiness and a world full of love. That's really nice. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks. Bye.